Consider this puzzle. Given the values of x and y as 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, 100, 200 and 20, 40, what is the value of y when x is equal to 5? Are you finding it very simple? Observe that for every pair of x and y, the relationship is coming as y is equal to 2x. Therefore, if the value of x is 5, then y is equal to 10. In this example, you can easily determine the relationship between the two given variables x and y. Regression works in the same way. Your computer looks at the given values and tries to identify the most suitable relationship between the variables x and y. Using this identified relationship, it predicts the value of y for new examples. Regression problems are of two types. Linear regression. In this regression, the outcome is a number and a continuous variable. For example, predicting the price of a house based on inputs such as age, number of rooms, area, etc. Logistic regression. In this regression, the output is a categorical variable, generally yes or no. Strictly speaking, logistic regression helps in solving classification problem, but it is considered as a type of regression because of the model involved in solving the problem. For example, with the given input such as price of the house, its age, number of rooms, etc., determining whether an individual will buy the house or not, yes or no. In the puzzle example, x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable. In linear regression, y has a continuous range, unlike classification or logistic regression where y is discrete. If the number of independent variables is only 1, then it is simple linear regression SLR. In case there are multiple independent variables, all of which impact the dependent variable, then it is a case of multiple linear regression MLR. For example, if the price of the house depends only on the number of rooms, then it is an SLR with x is equal to number of rooms and y is equal to price. In such a case, the relationship can take a form like y is equal to W1 multiplied by x plus b. The equation is same as that of a straight line y is equal to mx plus c, where y is equal to predicted value or target value, that is price of the house. X is equal to input, that is number of rooms. W1 is equal to gradient or slope or weight, and B is equal to bias. If the price of the house depends on number of rooms, area and age of the house, then the relationship becomes y is equal to W1 multiplied by x1 plus W2 multiplied by x2 plus W3 multiplied by x3 plus B, or y is equal to B plus summation 1 to n Wn multiplied by xn, with n is equal to 3 in this case. How to determine the weights and bias corresponding to the most suitable relationship? You can understand this with the help of a simple SLR example, the techniques of which can be extended to solve MLR problems in the similar way. The weights are measured by MSE, mean squared error, and adjusting them to get the best possible linear line. MSE is equal to average of predicted value minus actual value of ith value of y whole square. Take a look at the given diagram to understand the concept. The red line is the linear regression line or the predicted line y dash. The blue points are the given data or actual values. The average of square of distance from the blue points to the red line must be the minimum value to get the best fit regression line. This can be represented as MSE is equal to 1 by n summation y dash minus yi whole square, where y dash is the predicted value and yi is the actual value. There are infinite values of W1 and B respectively. For how many values can you do this? The answer is provided by gradient descent algorithm. Deep details of gradient descent are beyond the scope of this module, but here it is dealt with briefly. All the tools which you will be using to implement regression provide quick functions to help you get the best suitable values of weights and bias using the gradient descent algorithm internally. Gradient descent is an algorithm through which you can get the most suitable values of W1 and B by considering that the best W1 and B will produce the least error. The basic idea of gradient descent is that you update W1 and B as a function of error. Gradient descent can be equated as delta W is equal to 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n minus yi plus y dash xi multiplied by xi. After getting the gradient descent, you need to update the weight every time until you get the best fitted value. New weight is equal to old weight plus learning rate multiplied by gradient descent. New bias is equal to old bias plus learning rate multiplied by gradient descent. Learning rate is a fixed value ranging between 0 to 1. You will learn more about it when you start implementing these algorithms on various tools. After a few iterations, you will get the values of W1 and B, which will result in minimum MSE, and those will be the final weights and bias. The equation thus formed can be used to predict the target variables based on new input variable. MLR problems are solved using the similar concepts, but it is difficult to visualize these relationships as it is the case of an n-dimensional view. This problem is taken care of since all the regression tools are robust in identifying the most suitable regression line. You will now learn about logistic regression in brief. As was mentioned, although named as regression, logistic regression is actually a classification technique and not a regression. It is named regression because the technique is quite similar to linear regression. The term logistic is taken from the logit function that is used in this method of classification. You may ask, what is the problem in using linear regression in classification? In order to answer this question, you have to use the principle of negation. Consider that you are trying to fit a straight line through a sample dataset. In the example, malignant tumors get 1 and non-malignant tumors get 0, and you are trying to fit the green line. While making predictions, you conclude that if the value on the line lies above 0.5 on the y-axis, then the tumor is malignant, else it is benign. Do you think your model will predict accurately? The doctor, who is your customer, comes back to you and shows the problem in the model. He ran the model on his dataset. The model got trained a bit differently and it is giving erroneous results as here. This is valid because all those tumors that are large are also malignant. Therefore, your model which predicts that if y greater than 0.5, then malignant does not work. You cannot change the hypothesis every time a new dataset comes. In technical terms, this model does not generalize. You have to find a better way of defining your model. Fortunately, there is logistic regression, which is regression analysis with a twist. In the logistic regression model, you want your classifier to output values that are between 0 and 1. Therefore, you need to come up with a hypothesis that has this limiting property. H theta x is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 1, where h theta x is equal to y if you compare this with the concepts that were discussed in the linear regression case. Linear regression gives the following form to be used for fitting the model. H theta is equal to theta 0 plus theta 1 x1 plus theta 2 x2 plus so on. In terms of matrix notation, this gives H theta is equal to theta 0, theta 1 and so on, x1, x2, so on. This gives H theta is equal to theta transpose x. For logistic regression, the equation is modified a bit. H theta is equal to g theta transpose x, where the value of g is the sigmoid function, which is gz is equal to 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus z. Therefore, the function h transforms to h theta is equal to 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus theta transpose x. Of using the logit function is that you get the simplicity of the methodology of linear regression without the disadvantages. This means that the independent variables do not have to be normally distributed or have equal variance in each group. Hence, it is the ideal choice for classification where the data is binary. The ML tools try to find the optimum values for such logistic function for all the weights and bias like they do for linear regression to provide a model which can then be used for predictions of new data points. With this, you have come to the end of this module. Click the exit button to exit